We're going to get the meeting started here in a second, so you can't hear because they're screaming back there. No. If you don't mind, would you find a seat or back up just a little bit? Okay, we got the fire department here. I want to make sure we're not violating the fire marshal ordinance because we can't get out the building. You know, it's not right. We can't violate our own ordinances. Y'all do understand that? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Longview City Council special call meeting agenda for May 18th, 2015. Tonight, our prayer and our pledge will be led by Monsignor Xavier Papu of St. Matthew's Catholic Church. Excuse me, the pledge will be led by members of the Longview Fire Department. No wonder they're standing back here. Okay, please stand.
They could just come away.
We heard the word of God from the letter of St. Peter, chapter 5, first 4 verses. I exhort the presbyters among you as a fellow presbyter and witness to the sufferings of Christ and to one who has shared the glory to be revealed. Tend your flock of God in your midst, overseeing not by constraint but willingly, as God would have it, not for shameful profit but eagerly. Do not lord it over those assigned to you, but be example to the flock. And when the chief shepherd is revealed, you will receive the unfading crown of glory. Dear loving Father, thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings on all of us and all the families of this great city of Longview. Thank you for the gift of our life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, our sustenance, and for our friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in fruitful works and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you for your unconditional love, as well for the freedom to love you or the freedom to reject you. Thank you for our city that acknowledges you, loves you, and embraces you. We thank you, Lord, for our founding fathers. It was your will that our great nation is founded on the scriptures, the Bible, and was deeply shaped by Christian moral truths. Their intention was that the church and the state mutually support each other and grow and care for the life and the sanctity of the people. We thank you for our Mayor Jadine, who served the people of Longview for 10 years. He was a servant leader according to the pattern your Son Jesus Christ set for his followers in the gospel. He had built our city of Longview with great unity and leadership. As he hands on his leadership to the new mayor, Andy Mack, reward him, Father, with the rewards and the blessings that you promised to the faithful servants, leaders, and followers. We thank you for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council. The councilmen who served in their respective areas with such a dedication. We pray together with my brothers and sisters who are present and who could not be here this night, to bless all the councilmen, especially who are completing their term of office, and for the councilmen who are coming in to serve the people of Longview. I ask, Father, that you would graciously grant our new mayor, Andy Mack, and his councilmen wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and right, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, not to be concerned about who is right, but what is right for the people of Longview, personal peace in their lives and in their families, and joy in all they do. Heavenly Father, I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Longview. And together with our own personal prayer to the Lord, let us join with Jesus and pray the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and amen.
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 God bless you, Paul. Okay, fireman. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank y'all. Okay. First item, election items. Items A, presentation of canvass of May 9th, 2015 general special elections. Shelley Ballinger. Y'all should have seen what you did to my picture today. And I didn't ask that picture to be on there.
Good evening, Council, Mayor,
I owe you one.
Mr. Willard. I'm here to read the canvass for the May 9th, 2015 election, the special election and regular election. I'm going to read the candidate first, the early total, the election total, and then the cumulative total. The early total is going to be the ballots by mail combined with the early in person. For Mayor, Andy Mack, early 3,118, Election Day 1,029, for a total of 4,147, which is 56.36% of the votes. Richard Manley, 2,214 early, 951 Election Day, for a total of 3,165 votes, 43.01%. G. Floyd, early votes 26, Election Day 20, total 46, for a total of 0.63%. City Council Member District 1, Gerald Morris, early 198, Election Day 135, total 333, for 44.28% of the vote. Ed Moore, 271 early votes, 148 Election Day, and 419 total, for 55.72% of the votes. City Council Member District 2, unopposed, Ms. Nona Snoddy. She had 286 early votes, 101 Election Day votes, for 387 votes, 100%. For City Council Member District 5, the unexpired term, David Wright, 585 early votes, 418 Election Day votes, 1,003 total votes, for 68.79% of the votes. Ben Shelton, 249 early votes, 206 Election Day votes, for a total of 455 votes, with 31.21% of the votes. The total number of voters in this election was 7,370. The total number of registered voters was 41,439, and the total percentage voting was 17.79%.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Well, don't run off. Because item B is consider resolution approving the results of the May 9, 2015 general election for mayor in council districts 1 and 2.
We would like to ask you to approve the resolution before you.
Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Item C, consider resolution approving the May 9, 2015 special election canvass for the unexpired term for council district 5.
We would like to request a resolution approved for the special election for the unexpired term of council member District 5.
Okay, may I have a motion for that resolution? I have a motion. Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Ballinger. You can sit down now for just a second. Okay, so we're going to move to the oaths, but before we do that, I'm gonna make just a couple comments. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to congratulate Dr. Mack. He's been considering this for many years, and his dream and hard work has come true, and I'm really excited about the new council, and I have all the confidence in the world that he'll be a great leader. And it's important beginning today that we focus on the future. I am humbled by the press and the media and whatnot regarding my service, but I'm now the past. Andy is the future, and we want to that's where we want to focus. But I want to thank the citizens of Longview for giving me the opportunity in a very blessed and humble way to serve as mayor of Longview. I have thoroughly enjoyed, my service to the community. I hope you've enjoyed me. Not everybody has, but that's the way it works, right? Can't make everybody happy, but I have, and I thank the citizens. I thank the council members. Actually, over the last 17 years, there's way too many to list out, but I've had the great privilege and pleasure to serve with a bunch of great men and women, a lot of whom are sitting right here tonight with me, to get a lot of great things done. Andy, one of the things, and I know you know this, but I mean, we're the tie vote. At the end of the day, we don't get a vote, okay? These people actually do the vote. And our job is to lead them, hopefully, and get them what they need to make good decisions. And but I do thank all of the council people that I was able to serve with. I see our former mayor Murray Moore sitting up here at the front. I was blessed to serve with David McWater as mayor, Earl Roberts as mayor, and Murray, and I learned from all three. And I appreciate your service. This is not an easy job. It's not always a thankful job either. But people that step forward for this, to run for this city council and to be mayor, you should be very proud that you have good people that step forward and make that commitment to run. I definitely want to thank my family, Ms. Pokey sitting up here tonight, for giving me the opportunity for 17 years to, miss quite a few family things, and I wasn't very good at cheerleading anyway, but missed some of those competitions to be at council functions. So I thank my family as well. And last but not least, city staff serves at the pleasure of the council. They get a lot of times the brunt of when things don't go right. But let me assure you, the city staff that we had led by David Willard, they work to the pleasure of the city council. Their job behind the scenes is always trying to figure out how to make us look good. And that is true. And unfortunately, when things don't go good, they don't they don't look very good. But they do work tirelessly to improve the quality of life of every citizen of Longview, and to work to support the initiatives of the city council. And I know a lot of people, once they come onto the city council, you know, sometimes they join the city council because they might have had a beef of some kind or another. And when they see what kind of work goes on behind the scenes with the city staff, they're, oh, well, I didn't really know that. But I do want the public to know just how hard and concerned and committed that your city staff is. And I've had the pleasure working with great city staff, so thank you all very much. Okay, at this time, Mr. Sims, did you have any comments you'd like to make?
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Too bad. Take your plaque, you gone.
If there's a cop in the audience, bring me your handcuffs. You're going to have to carry me out of here. No, Jay, you and I came into office on the same day 9 years ago. Miss Pokey was here with us. My wife Jo was here at that time with us, and it was a very pleasurable day. Chief J.P. Stillman told me a few months ago that what he enjoyed most about council meetings were you and Miss Jo going at each other. He said he always looked forward to that, but I want to thank everyone in District 1 and also the rest of the citizens of Longview, because I tried to serve all of you. If you called me and said, so-and-so's out of town, can you help me? I tried to do it. And I appreciate you putting me in office three separate elections. And who knows, I may be back.
Is that a warning?
That's a warning.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gary.
Well, Mr. Mayor, you know, it has been an honor and definitely a privilege for me to serve in this capacity over the last 36 months. I was kind of like everybody else. I was standing on the outside looking in. You don't actually know what goes on in the interior of the council itself. Instead of coming to this council with one issue, you got a lot of issues to deal with. And I want to thank the people of the District Number 2, the Southwestern District, and the City of Longview for just giving me an opportunity to represent this district over the last 36 months, and the people of Longview for continuing to support me in my efforts. I know the staff of the City of Longview, I always think outside of the box all the time and asking them for things that, you know, normally wouldn't be happening. For example, in the county, get bar graphs and charts and things so I can have at a glance look at all the data that comes into this city. But thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been great serving with you. It's been an honor and a privilege. You showed me a lot, and you're a great mentor.
Well,
Thanks, Longview.
Oh, Gary walked in the first day after his election. The staff called me and said, Mr. Gary Smith's down here. I said, and what's the deal? Well, he wants to know where his office is. I said the same place mine is and everybody else's. Okay, Mr. Manley.
Well, I also like to say it's been an honor and a privilege to serve the citizens of Longview, and a real privilege also to serve with each one of you up here on the council. I really do believe Longview's best days are in front of us, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for our city. Best of luck to everybody.
All right.
Get the last word.
Oh,
Mr. Sims, if you would come up here, please. Right here where everybody can get a good look at you.
Oh, they've seen me.
Mr. Sims, it's my pleasure to present you with this plaque that commemorates your years of service as a city councilman. Mr. Sims was on the council that hired me, and I've always appreciated that, obviously, and I appreciate your support over the years. So So that's John Sims, City Councilman, District Number 1, from 2006 to 2015. Thank you, Mr. Sims, for your service. There's that. I need an officer, please. Mr. Smith, would you stand up, please, sir? Yes. Again, it's my privilege to have worked with Councilman Smith. He did finally get an office down at City Hall, and it's around the corner, and it's a conference room, and it's the Gary Smith, and it's not the Memorial Conference Room, but it'll always be named after Mr. Smith, and we appreciate that. Gary, this is for your service as City Councilman, District Number 2, from 2012 to 2015. I want to thank you for the support you've given me and the service to the City of Longview. Congratulations. Thank you. Mr. Manley.
Yes, sir.
This is for City Councilman Richard Manley from District 5, and he has served faithfully the City of Longview from 2010 to 2015. Richard, I want to thank you for your service and thank you for the support you gave me and what you've done for the City of Longview, and congratulations to you. And you've got Ms. Pokey, if you could come up, please. And Mayor Dean.
You just don't know it.
I guess I gotta leave too, huh, David?
Do what?
I guess I have to leave too, right?
No, you can stay.
You gonna cook that steak for me?
Absolutely, anytime. First of all, we want to, before we give the mayor his things, we want to thank you for sharing him with us and all the support you and your family have given him over the years. And I tell you, Pokey has always given me an invitation to come over and cook dirty rice with her. And it's some good stuff. I need another lesson, though.
Hey, it's gonna cost you now, man. I'm retired. I gotta make a living.
Mine doesn't taste like yours, so I'm leaving something out. I don't know what it is, but anyway.
It's the meat.
Okay, the meat, that's what, okay. Anyway, thank you, and this is a little token of our appreciation to you.
Thank you.
Let's give her a hand, please.
I'd like to thank you, David, and the entire city staff. I think Longview is a wonderful place to call home. We couldn't have done it without the support of the city, staff, and all the wonderful volunteers in this city. So thank you, and I hope y'all continue to move this city forward. Thank you, Dr. Mack.
Thank you.
I thought I had to exit.
I need your help. We got to carry him out of here.
No, you don't.
I don't think
I'm running out of here.
Mayor Jay Dean, this is a little token of our appreciation to you for your years of service. City Councilman, District 5 from 1998 to 2005, and then Mayor from 2005 to 2015. And I want to thank you personally for all you've done for me. Mayor Dean hired me. The others voted on it, but he's the one that hired me. And I've always appreciated his loyal support to me and our staff. We've just had great support from our mayor and council, and we really appreciate that very much. So thank you, and God bless you.
Sure.
I got one more thing for you. No, he got that. Now, the last thing that we have is the mayor's gavel. And normally it transfers from one mayor to the other. But we knew that Mayor Dean would not give this up willingly. So, Mayor-elect Mack, you have a new gavel. No.
Please give it to him.
You have a new gavel. Here's your. Which one? This is yours.
Now, I'm gonna give you the new and improved version. This is, it's even got the bigger handle grip, so that in the event, man, they don't get it when you hit it the first time, you can actually put your hand around it and throw it at them, you know? So this is the new and improved version. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, man, we're gonna see y'all later. Let's go.
Hey, everybody a hand.
I'm out of coffee already.
Are you?
Me too. Okay, good. Jay, look at now.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Andy Mack,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Mayor
of Mayor
of the City of Longview
of the City of Longview,
of the State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor. Congratulations. So precious. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ed Moore,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Member of Council, District Number 1
of Member of Council, District Number 1
of the City of Longview
of the City of Longview
of the State of
of
Texas,
the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I,
State your name.
Nona Snoddy,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member District Number 2
of Council Member District Number 2
of the City of Longview
of the City of Longview
of the State of
of the
Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United
of
States
the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Oh, come on. Raise your right hand to repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Wright,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Council Member District 5
of Councilmember District 5
of the City of Longview
of the City of Longview
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my abilities
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state.
and of the state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Good job.
Wow. Thank you all for being here. What I'd like to do now, before we resume the meeting, I'd like to take about a 10-minute recess so that you all can congratulate the outgoing members and have a chance to congratulate the incoming members, so that we have a little time to just to celebrate, and then we'll get back to the meeting. So let's give it about 10 minutes, and we'll resume the meeting in 10 minutes, okay? Thank you very much. We will now resume the meeting of the City Council on May the 18th, 2015. We're to the citizen comment portion of the agenda. So I will call the citizen comment cards. And remember that if you're speaking about an agenda item, you have 6 minutes. If you're speaking on a different item, you have 3 minutes. So please adhere to our time restraints. Our first speaker card is Mr. Gerald Morris.
Good morning, Mayor Mack. Afternoon,
Thank you, sir.
City Council and Mr. Willard. It's my pleasure to be here tonight to congratulate you all and look at the new council and a new future for Longview. When I ran on my campaign, I made 2 campaign promises if I lost this election, and I did. One is that I would publicly support and congratulate Mr. Ed Moore, and I do congratulate you, and I will support District 1 in the city of Longview. Give me just a minute. The second campaign made is that I would go fishing. And I have, if I lost, this is a brand new rod. And if you want to see me, I will see you on the beautiful lakes of East Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morris, and we thank you for your service to the community. Our next speaker card is Mr. Vic Verma.
Thank you, Mayor Mack, members of council. Tomorrow evening, we have a really important event here in Longview. Transportation is something that we all consume. It's something we all use, whether we're on a road, an airport, on a train, taking the bus. It matters to all of us. And so with that in mind, Organizing for Action and the Longview Metro Chamber of Commerce have joined forces to have a special event tomorrow night, which is a conversation about the importance of transportation infrastructure investments. We have a featured speaker, John Drake, who is the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Policy with the United States Department of Transportation. He will be calling in from Washington, D.C. So we were grateful to the DLT for working with us to arrange this. And what makes this call unique is it's not a nationwide call, it's a call just for us here in Longview in East Texas. More specifically Longview, but yes, East Texas as well. So you can come and ask questions of the Deputy Secretary and learn more. The reason transportation is really important right now, even more so than maybe usual, is the way Congress works, and we fund our ground transportation, including roads and rail, with a multi-year bill. And we currently have a continuing extension in Congress that's funding it, but we need to pass a bill by the end of May, which is this month. So this is a timely event. We urge folks to come, whether it be our elected officials, interested citizens. This is a unique opportunity to learn more about the bill, why it's important, and ask questions that you may have. So we hope to see you all tonight. I have flyers in the back. I'm happy to give you all flyers as well if you need one, whether you're council members or members of the audience. So thank you again for the time, and thanks.
Thank you, Vic. Our next speaker is Mr. Jeremiah Hunter.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of council, my name is Jeremiah Hunter, live 314 East Twilight Drive. I'm standing here today. First of all, congratulations to the new members of council on your election, but it is actually the election that I wanted to address real quick. Just the percentage of voter turnout, 17%. Personally, I think Longview should be ashamed of ourselves as a voting base. I'm not trying to be negative here, I'm just pointing out an issue that the city as a whole, led by the council, I think we really need to have a better effort at voter turnout. I personally do not have any ideas that probably nobody else has, and I'm not here to take a long-winded explanation of ideas. I just think that when we look at 17% turnout, and that's just of the registered voters, so when a mayor is elected with 4,000 people in a city of 80,000 people, I don't think that would be something to be proud of. We need to do a better job as a community, and I do stand here offering my effort just as a concerned citizen. I don't represent any particular organization, just as me. We need to get a better job, do a better job of getting people out to vote, especially for a mayor's race. I would have thought that 41,000 people would have turned out. But that wasn't the case. And I'm not any kind of election expert to understand why, other than just general apathy. So that's the one comment. The other one is, members of council, you get to make a incredible statement right out of the box. You just got inaugurated, 20 minutes ago? You're going to be voting on red light cameras to renew the contract with Redflex Traffic Systems. I urge you, vote no. Lots of press has been written about it. Lots of comments have been. I was here last month speaking against it, and I remain steadfastly against it. The entire council has an opportunity to show directly, coming with your first meeting, what kind of council you're going to be. Are you for the people, or are you against the people who just elected you? If you are for the people who just elected you, vote no. Because if you vote yes, I'm sorry, but that is just going to put a really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths with your very first meeting. So please vote no against renewing the contract with Redflex.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker card is Ms. Barbara McDaniel.
I'm here in support of Paula Martin Jones Recreation Center. I started going to Paula Martin after my mother passed away, when I had some time to take care of myself. I saw a newspaper ad in the paper that they were having an open house. And now there's no newspaper ads in the paper at all, and they don't have open houses. We used to have close to 12 teachers, water aerobic teachers. Some have moved away. One had a stroke, one passed away, and a couple were let go. We're down to 4 teachers. And if a teacher calls in sick now, or was before the new guy took over, they would just put a sign up, class canceled. Lifeguards, before the new man took over, we were down so low, if a lifeguard got sick, they would have to close the whole pool. And their reason was kids nowadays don't want to work. Well, 55 years ago, that was the excuse. When we were running up and down the highway. And they let the lifeguards go in and out the patio doors right there at the pool when we were in the water in the middle of winter. And we lost a lot of people that couldn't stand the cold weather. Some of the things that they used to do back with older men, we used to have a chiropractor come in the afternoon with his patients. And sometimes he'd get in the water with them, or he'd be on the deck and tell them how to do it. We don't have anything like that anymore. And that would be a perfect opportunity for doctors and chiropractors to come and use our pool. We used to have birthday parties. People from all over town would bring their kids for a great 3 or 4 hours in the water. We don't have that anymore. We used to have volunteers. We had a cleaning day that over a dozen volunteers showed up to clean the place. We don't have that anymore. And they don't use they don't use what they've got. And I think it could be back like it used to be in the good old days. And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McDaniel. The next speaker, Ms. Margie Latursky.
Good evening, council members and our new mayor. I'm really thankful and grateful. I know that you're taking time away from your families, and we really do appreciate you being our servants. We're grateful to that. And I am with Friends of Paula Martin Jones. I've been doing water aerobics, I estimated about 15 years. At one time, Paula Martin Jones was 9th ranked out of 60 best water aerobics group in the nation. Now, I know there's more than 60 water aerobics groups in the nation because when I go on vacation or when I go home, I put in the city and water aerobics, and I find my water aerobics because I have a muscle disorder. I cannot be without it. I need it for the rest of my life. I can do 100 crunches in the water and only 1 outside the water. So you know how much exercise I'm getting in the water, faces, versus outside. I know that they're across the nation because it is the right thing to do for your community to have a recreation department with an indoor pool and exercise equipment and a basketball. I want to add to her reasoning, Barbara's reasoning, why some of those things aren't happening anymore, because they quit promoting them. The city quit promoting our gym. I don't know why, but we've asked that it be put on the internet, that when you move to a community, you may put in water aerobics or parks and recreations to see what you have to offer. And this pool has not been promoted. I also want to add that I have over nearly 500 signatures that I want to hand in at the next meeting. This has just happened in the last couple weeks, that we have been getting people to ask them if they would like the city to keep Paula Martin Jones as part of their Parks and Recreation, and they do. At my church, I discovered 2 Girl Scout leaders that have parties with their Girl Scouts there. So it's more than just the senior citizens and the disabled working out there and using this facility. And that facility could have been promoted in many different ways, like it has been in the past when Mr. Franklin, Jim Franklin, was running Paula Martin Jones, and it was in the black. And it can do that again if you have the right people to stand behind the people that are already working there at Paula Martin Jones for you. It can do that again, and we know it because we've seen it happen. We are grateful for our new members. We have had some meetings, a town hall meeting about a week before the last city council meeting, and we would like another town hall meeting, not only with our new members, but all of our city council members and the mayor to hear all of the issues. We don't have time tonight to give you all of the issues. Our last meeting was approximately 2 hours, and I'm not even sure you heard all of the issues back then yet. That's about it, other than my grandchildren are moving back to East Texas, and I sure would like to use Paula Martin Jones this winter.
Thank you, Ms. Latursky. Next, we have Ms. Hetty Pollock.
Hello, Mayor and council folk. It's nice to be able to be here. My name is Hetty Pollock, and I am part of the Paula Martin Jones Water Aerobics family. When I first started attending classes on the advice of my doctor, I witnessed Reverend Bill O'Neill walking through the water, shaking hands, and saying a kind word to everyone as we exercised. That caring spirit is still alive and well when you have the opportunity to exercise at Paula Martin Jones. I live on the north side of town, much closer to another place, but I definitely prefer the large pool at Paula Martin Jones where I can get a vigorous workout. As a former educator, having taught at Ware, Pinewood Park, and Hudson Pep, I know the value of this facility for our Longview children and youth. My plea is that you make it possible for us to share this facility so this valued water exercise is not taken away from so many that depend on it for health reasons. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pollock. And the wonderful educator, I might add, as she was my children's first grade teacher. Next, we have Ms. Adrienne Pamplin.
Good evening. Welcome, new people. I guess you can tell what I'm going to talk about tonight. I gave you each a letter, and it's really a testimonial of what Paula Martin Jones has done for me in my life. I'll just skip to the last paragraph and read that. Paula Martin Jones has helped me and so many others get their lives back. It's keeping people who work out in the pool with weights, with cardio equipment, from a wheelchair, and in some cases, from death. I do not exaggerate this. Handing PMJ over to the Martin Charity and drastically cutting our hours and programs, it's not a matter of inconvenience for us. It's a matter of life, quality of life, and very existence. It's the only healthy outlets for so many people who work hard day after day to stay alive, mobile, and healthy. We cannot do without it and the programs offered there. If there were other options, we would be workable, but there aren't. I beg you to reconsider. We're not a group of carping old people who are set in our ways. We're a diverse group in race, age, gender, and degrees of health who are absolutely desperate to keep what all of us have worked so hard to achieve. And I hope I can count on your vote to let us keep going. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Pearl Bostic.
What they said, and not too long ago, I stood here and begged for money to rebuild the pool at Paula Martin Jones. I don't know exactly how long it's been. And the council was very generous and granted us that wish. Built us this marvelous pool. And I believe that the cost of it was $500,000. And the thought to me of turning it over to someone else now doesn't set too well. But that's not what I meant to say. I just wanted to say that y'all have been very generous in the past. And I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with this turning it over to the Martin Charities. But I would like for you all to do anything you can that's within your power to help us to keep our pool and our facility there, because there's many seniors that depend on this. And it's a great and wonderful outreach. It's not just physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's so many things that you would just have to be there to understand. And I just want you to think it over and be as generous as you have in the past, and we'll appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bostic. Our next speaker is Carol Miller.
Guess who I represent? But I'm one of the 4 remaining water aerobics instructors. So, I'm honored to be in front of the council, and my first invitation to you is come join us. And after I tell you some of the wonderful things that you can receive from just coming to water aerobics, you'll sign up, right? The way I got involved in water aerobics was, obviously I had an injured knee, and a doctor friend of mine said, you need to get in the water. Any of you, raise your hand if any of you have been told, get in the water. Oh, y'all aren't old enough. That's the problem back there. They're just not old enough. So anyway, I got in the water, and not only was my knee beginning to recover, but I found out that it was like splashing and playing and friends, and all of a sudden it became such a joy to go that I found out what I love. So when you find out what you love to do, guys, I hope this is your case, make that your job, okay? So that's how I became one. And I wanted you to just know a couple other things. I mean, you know, my notes are really gotten marked out because we've had so many wonderful speakers representing us. But we have about 137 people that work out at the pool. We have some swimmers, one in particular that, you know, my husband comes with me. This is something that husbands and wives can come. We have them from age 14 to, we've got a lady that's 90 plus, and she is a hoot. Now, if you think you're too old, you can come. This is come. Yeah, this is yes. Okay. And so when you are in the water and you're up to about right here at your chest, you're only dealing with 15% of your weight. Now, that's why people who are trying to recover are doing everything they can to get into the water, because they can do these exercises with very little effort. And then we do like a high cardio for 30 minutes, and then we do more of a cool down for another 25, 30 minutes. The high cardio is equal to, in the water, is equal to 1 hour on land. And so when these participants are coming, we're not playing. We're getting restored, and we're getting some really great exercise. So we've got them from age 14 all the way up. We've got all ages, all stages. We've got well people. We have young people. We have people that, if you were to see them just trying to get out of the water and get into the water, you would just say, thank you, Father, that they're able to get here. Because the real effort is not what they have to do when they're in the water, but when they get up and get dressed and get there. That's how dedicated they are. So, I don't know what else the city could provide that would be so much fun and so valuable to any age, stage, wage. You can be rich or poor, you can come. You can be any race, it doesn't matter. We welcome anyone to our water aerobics program. And
Ms. Miller?
I'm third. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is David Benson.
I want to congratulate everyone, just as everyone else has. It's a wonderful thing to be here, and I'm here just to add my voice to support the Paula Martin Jones people. Just very briefly, I actually don't go, so I don't know whether I should really be stood here, but my wife does. And I want to support them because I understand that things have to move on. And I don't know exactly what the Martin Charity intends to do, but surely there must be some way of compromise as you hear of the benefit that these people receive from their pool activities. And when you're considering the moving of the Paula Martin Jones over to the charity, perhaps there can be some way of making sure that these people who benefit are able to continue to benefit from that. And thank you for my time.
Thank you very much. I have no more speaker cards. Is there anyone that would like to speak that can fill out a card in a minute, or are we done? Very good. Thank you all for your comments. Next, we have presentation items. Ms. Brenda Daniels, would you please come to the front? Brenda Daniels? Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you. I'd like to read a proclamation commemorating Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month, May 2015. Whereas today's society is finding more citizens involved in motorcycling on the roads of our country, and whereas motorcyclists are roughly unprotected and much more likely to be injured or killed in a crash than other vehicle drivers, and whereas campaigns have helped inform riders and motorists alike on motorcycle safety issues to reduce motorcycle-related risks, injuries, and most of all fatalities through a comprehensive approach to motorcycle safety. And whereas it is the responsibility of all who put themselves behind the wheel to become aware of motorcyclists, regarding them with the same respect as any other vehicle traveling the highways of our country. Therefore, I, Andy Mack, by the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of Longview, do here proclaim May 2015 as Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month in Longview, Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, can you weigh in?
Our next proclamation to Hank Hester, Fire EMS Section Chief. Excellent. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Good to see you all. Please come up. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you all. Okay, I'm not going to stand behind you. Okay. This is Emergency Medical Services Week, EMS Strong. Whereas Emergency Medical Services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of the emergency medical service teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas the emergency medical service systems consist of emergency physicians, emergency nurses, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, firefighters, educators, administrators, and others. And whereas the members of emergency medical services team, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designated Emergency Medical Services Week. Therefore, I, Andy Mack, by the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of Longview, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 17th to the 23rd, 2015 as Emergency Medical Services Week in Longview. Thank you. And I want to just say something. These men and women that do this job they're countless heroes in our society. And you all know, just from a few weeks ago when we had the severe tornado that ripped through Longview, these are the men and women that were out there immediately to help all of us in our times of need, and they put their lives on the line every single day. And it's not enough to give you a week of congratulations. Every day should be congratulations to you guys, and thank you all for what you do for our community. Thank you. Y'all are the true heroes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're to the consent agenda. Are there any items that any council person would like to pull off or discuss in separate consideration?
Mayor, I don't want to pull it off, but I'd like to ask a couple of questions on item C, please.
Item C. That's consider a resolution approving the settlement with Atmos Energy Corporation, Mid-Tex Division, proposed changes in rates. Jim Finley, City Attorney.
Mr. Finley, we've been fighting this since about February of 2014 or thereabout?
Thereabout, yes. Yes, sir.
And they filed a rate increase in February of 2014 and then again in February of 2015. And it's our consultant's opinion that the Railroad Commission isn't going to be any kinder to us than they have been in the past. And so this agreement is going to result in about a 12.8% rate increase.
We've gone about as far as we can on this, and the settlement is recommended that we probably would have an unfavorable result to the Railroad Commission.
And if we didn't agree with all the other cities that are in the Atmos Texas Municipality, the ATM group, we'd be fighting this on our own,
Yeah, the
correct?
other coalitions the coalition, ATM coalition, which we're a part of, have recommended approval of this.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Councilor. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions about consent agenda? Motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Consent agenda passes. That brings us to zoning. A public hearing will be held to consider application Z15-08 filed by David Carlisle, Delvin Lavelle, and Tim Vaughn requesting a rezone from single-family SF2 to single-family SF4 for approximately 7.054 acres of lots 13-23, Block 1, Champions Ridge Subdivision, Phase 2, located on Oak Hill Trail, south of Hawkins Parkway. Angela Choi.
Thank you, Mayor Mack, members of council, and Mr. Willard. The applicants are requesting a rezone from single-family 2 here in the light blue to single-family 4 in the dark blue. As you can see in this dark blue along Masters Way, that is the rest of that subdivision, so they're just rezoning so to ensure uniformity and conformity with the setbacks and consistency. Planning and Zoning Commission as well as staff recommends approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, if there's no questions, the public hearing is now open. Are there anyone that'd like to speak on this item? Mr. Vaughn, you all guys are here just for questions? Very good. Public hearing is now closed.
Move for approval.
Any questions, council? Move for approval. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, public hearing will be held to consider application Z15-09 filed by Geraldo Rodriguez requesting a rezone from two-family TF3 to heavy commercial C2 for Lot 10A, Moberly East Number 1, located at 203 Davis Street. Angela Choi.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting a rezone from TF3 to heavy commercial. Currently, there's a business located on 3 contiguous lots. As you can see here on this aerial, the property owner owns two lots to the north, which is zoned heavy commercial, and so he just needs to rezone for compliance for his repair shop. Planning and Zoning Commission, as well as staff, recommends approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
The public hearing is now open. Any speakers on this behalf? Public hearing is now closed. Any discussion, council?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moving to second. All signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Signify by saying no. Motion carries. Next item, public hearing will be held to consider application PD 15-04 filed by BJ's Restaurant, Inc., requesting to amend PD 18 and PD 05-01 to allow for a restaurant with a private club located at 314 West Loop 281, lots 1A and Tract 1, Block 1120, Longview Mall. Angela Choi.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to amend PD 18 and PD 05-101 to allow for a restaurant with a private club. A restaurant with a private club is a restaurant that sells alcoholic beverages, beer, wine, mixed beverages, but it's 51% food. Currently, there's a Payless Shoes at that location. They have applied for a demo, or they will apply for a demolition permit, and that building will be demolished. The site plan for this planned development will be the building will be approximately 7,550 square feet, with approximately 79 parking spaces. The applicant will meet all other City of Longview's codes through site plan review and plating processes. Planning and Zoning Commission and staff recommend approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Public hearing is now open. Anyone to speak on this item? Public hearing. Oh, speaker.
Good evening. My name is Jared Taylor here on behalf of BJ's Restaurant. We'd like to thank you for hearing our application. We've really enjoyed working with staff. BJ's Restaurant is a full-service sit-down dine-in restaurant. Some of you may have been to our location in Tyler. We really try to run a first-class restaurant. We look forward to coming here to Longview. we're prepared to accept the approval and here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Jared. Anyone have any questions of Mr. Taylor? Mr. Allen?
Not a question. I've eaten in your establishment over in Tyler. Very nice, and looking forward to working with you here in Longview.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, the public hearing is now closed. Council, any questions? Motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is another public hearing. Will be held to consider application PD 15-05, filed by Premier Management requesting a rezone on lots 3 through 6 and 8 through 12 on Block 1 and lots 1, 2, and 18, east 50 foot of Lot 3 and east 10 foot of Lot 17. Block 2 Skyway, Acres A, and a .461 acre residue of abstract 258 PP range survey, section 5 from SF2, and plan development PD 12-06 to plan development general retail PDGR to allow for 2 restaurants with private clubs and a medical office building located on the south side of East Loop 281 between Judson Road and Airline Road. Ms. Choi.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting a rezone to allow for 2 restaurants with a private club and medical office building. On Site 1 to the west of this, at the west, is the medical office. In the middle and to the east are the 2 restaurant sites. This area is a transitional area and it's appropriate for this type of development as long as adjacent residential properties have proper protection. Due to the adjacency of to the residential, planned developments are a tool utilized to minimize the impact to nearby neighborhoods. A 10-foot buffer adjacent to all residential will be required with a 6-foot wooden fence. And then along Skyline, there will be a 4-foot solid wooden fence with landscaping required. All lighting adjacent to the residential will not impact any adjacent residential properties. Planning and Zoning Commission, as well as staff, recommends approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Public hearing is now open. Any speakers on this behalf? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Melissa Tibbetts, and I live on Skyline. And it's interesting to listen to you talk about neighborhoods and protecting neighborhoods, but that's me. I'm across the street from this. And I don't have so much concern like Golden Corral went in and they built a fence and they put up plants. There's no access to our street. That was really, really great. So some of my objection kind of went away when I watched what was going on there. What I object to is like Cane's is around the corner and people come right down our street and while they're eating Cane's, they're throwing garbage out on my lawn. And this has been going on with any restaurant that goes up there. So what I'm actually asking for is for y'all to put up those bumps, speed bumps. It would discourage people from racing down that street and throwing garbage for sure. The first time they raced through and their tires went out or something happened, listen, I'm ready to get an artist to fake one of those bumps, you know? So that they would at least slow down. And they race up there, and I know they're mostly teenagers. I get it. I had teenagers. But is it not possible to do something to slow that traffic down and to stop people from throwing garbage out? I mean, I pick up garbage literally every day from my lawn, and that's not right. You know, it just isn't right that restaurants bring that in. We eat out a lot, obviously, okay? So I'm all for that, but I'm not for people throwing trash in my yard. And there has to be something to stop it. Please think about that.
Thank you, Ms. Tibbetts. Any other speakers? Public hearing is now closed. Council, any questions?
No questions, but I would like to comment if Ms. Tibbetts can still hear me. Ms. Tibbetts? I'm your council person. If you will hang out after the meeting, I'll give you my number and we can talk about and meet with Angela and some other city staff to talk about solutions. I think it sounds like we're talking about more of a sit-down type restaurant, so hopefully the trash that you've seen with Cane's is not going to be an issue for these two, but we can certainly look at some possible solutions for your issues.
Thank you, Ms. Ishihara, for doing that. Yes, sir, Mr. Allen.
Mr. Ishihara brought up a good point. Are these restaurants applying for drive-through windows also, Angela?
No, sir, these are sit-down restaurants.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. All right.
Any other discussion? Have a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay. We have a public hearing to receive citizen input on fiscal year 2015-2016 Consolidated Action Plan and a 5-year consolidated plan. Parker Harrison.
Good evening. I'm here to receive public citizen comments on, per the HUD regulations. We've had our 45-day period for the fiscal year 15-16 Consolidated Action Plan and the 5-year consolidated plan available for review, and we're just here to open the public hearing for it.
Public hearing is now open. Any speakers? Public hearing is now closed. We have a second public hearing to receive citizen input on fiscal year 2015-2016 annual PHA plan, 5-year plan, and supporting policy documents. Martell Armstrong, Housing Community Development Manager.
Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of council, thank you. Like Parker, I'm here to receive public comments on our 5-year plan and our annual plan.
The public hearing is now open. Any speakers? The public hearing is now closed. Okay, we're down to action items. Consider a resolution approving the 5-year consolidated plan and fiscal year 2015-2016 annual consolidated action plan, which includes the Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnership Act grant funds. Parker Harrison.
Thank you once again. We're here to ask for approval of the 5-year consolidated plan and fiscal year 15-16 annual action plan that includes the CDBG consolidated CDBG Community Development Block Grant and the Home Investment Partnership Act Home Grant Funds.
Council, any discussion? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item, consider a resolution approving the fiscal year 2015-2016 annual PHA plan, 5-year plan, and supporting policy documents. Martell Armstrong.
All righty. I would like to recommend the passage of this resolution.
Council, any discussion? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is consider a resolution appointing Scott Karen as Director of Parks and Recreation effective June 15, 2015. Mr. Willard.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Welcome to the dais. And several months ago, the City Council gave city staff permission to go and to do some reorganization in our Community Services Department. As you know, Mrs. Hill, for many years, has been over the Community Services, which included Parks and Recreation. And she has just had a lot of different areas to be responsible for. And so we felt like we needed to do some reorganization and give Ms. Hill some relief and some help, because Parks and Recreation is an area that is just really growing, and we felt like we wanted a specific emphasis on that. And so council gave us the permission to split that department and to go out and try to hire a new Parks and Rec director. We've gone through the process of advertising and did really a nationwide search, and we had 5 candidates that we brought in to interview with the City of Longview. I was on the interview panel. Keith Bonds, our Assistant City Director, was on that. Mary Ann Miller, our Director of Administration. Also, Dietrich Johnson, our Assistant Director of Community Services, was on that panel. as well as Jennifer Harris, who volunteered to help us out on that. And unanimously, we all just thought that Scott Karen was the gentleman that we needed to bring to Longview to take our Parks and Recreation Department forward to where it needs to be. So tonight, Scott is here. Scott, you want to stand up? And everybody in Longview, I think, has gotten to see him today. We had a nice reception for Scott. His wife and 3 children are still in school in Rolla, Missouri, so they couldn't be here tonight. But Scott is a fellow that is well qualified. You can see he's been with the city of Rolla, Missouri for 2003 to 2012 as a recreation director, and then most recently from 2012 their director of Parks and Recreation. And people will be happy to know that aquatics, of all things, so it's really timely you came here tonight, Scott, to visit with us. But anyway, as you know, director level positions need to be approved, recommendations approved by the city council. So tonight, with your approval, we wholeheartedly recommend that you approve Scott. And Scott, if you'd like to say anything, be happy for you.
It's always dangerous giving somebody an open mic on these types of things, but no, I'm looking forward to the opportunity and the challenges that are here for Longview, and it appears to have a very bright future, and excited to be a part of that.
Okay.
Scott, we're glad to have you. Look forward to your family moving down and join us. Council, any discussion?
When will Scott be starting?
15th. June 15th.
I believe.
Okay.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Welcome, Scott. Our final item on the agenda is to consider a resolution authorizing and directing the city manager or the city manager's designee to enter into an amendment to agreement between the City of Longview and Red Flex Traffic Systems, Inc. for participation in the photo red light enforcement program. Chief Dingler.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Mr. Willard. We thought we'd bring you something that doesn't have any controversy tonight. So each of you got a set of slides last week when you got your agenda. I don't have any new information on that, so I believe you got all the information that I have.
Thank you, Chief Dingler. Councilors, any discussion on this? Is there a motion?
I move not to renew the contract.
Second it. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. Okay, that brings us to items of community interest. Mr. Moore.
Can I take this opportunity to first thank my wife for letting me embark on this endeavor and for actually voting for me. And to my supporters in District 1 and citywide, I will try my very best to live up to your expectations. To those of you that supported Mr. Morris, I hope over the course of the next 3 years I can earn your trust and confidence. And finally, to John Sims, on behalf of the 14,000 or so folks who are residents of District 1, I want to thank you for 9 years of dedicated service. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Ms. Snoddy.
Good evening. Mike Challenger is still wondering what happened. I look forward to and the opportunities that will avail themselves in this position. I hope to just be able to do an amazing job for an amazing city. Thank you to all my supporters, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you in a wonderful council. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Snoddy. Ms. Williams.
I'm excited, as I'm sure everyone can tell. Congratulations to our new council members, Mayor Mack. Longview is moving ahead. And it is always great to have new energy, new people. That's what our democracy is about. So as you can tell, I'm really excited to see all the good things. I see it on the horizon, what's going to happen in our city. And also, Scott, welcome. You may have some challenges ahead of you, but we have no doubt that you will do a good job. And I'm sure as a council and our mayor, we will support you in your endeavors to enhance our programming so that we can increase our tax dollars. But, you know, as far as from the aquatics and public recreation activities. So thank you so much, and congratulations again to each of you.
Thank you. Ms. Ishihara.
I would just echo what Cassius said. Welcome, Mayor Mack. New council members, I am genuinely excited about working with each of you. We're going to do great things, and I'm excited about it. Since we've talked about litter, I would like to remind everyone that KLB is partnering with the city to enhance our Adopt a Street program. So if you see litter problems, like we just discussed, that's a really great opportunity for you to get out there and help serve our community by picking up trash 4 times a year, I think. So just wanted to remind you of that since it came up during the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sharda. Mr. Wright.
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell you what a great honor it is to have been elected by the voters of District 5 to sit on this council and to represent the district and this great city of Longview, and also to what an honor it is to get to sit here with these men and women on this council. And I can assure you that I will be working to support, to justify the confidence you showed in me when you voted for me. And I'd also like to thank Richard Manley. Richard's done a great job in this seat, and want to thank him for all his hard work over the years. Now, changing the subject a little bit, as I'm sure most of you know, this time of year our high school athletes are going to state tournaments, state meets, the teams are in playoffs, and we've been fortunate enough to have several of our student athletes get medals, and we've had some good teams out there. But tonight I'd like to recognize a young man from my district, from Spring Hill. Dawson Penn is a tennis player, a freshman, and Dawson started out winning the district. He went to the regional playoff or regional tournament for 4A, for District 4A, and he came in second there. And I think it's fair to say he kind of maybe got whipped a little bit there. He lost 6-2 and 6-1 there, but that was in the finals. He came in second, so he went to the state tournament. At the state tournament in the finals, he was playing the same young man that beat him in the regional finals, and Dawson beat him this time. So Dawson, as a freshman, is a state champion. Wow. Dawson, would you care to stand up? Dawson's here. Dawson's here with his family tonight. And Dawson, congratulations. Great job, and we're going to be expecting great things from you in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Mayor Mack. Looking forward to, I have 1 year left. It's going to be an exciting year. Looking forward to a new council and doing a lot of active things. One other on a quality of life issue, which is all important to all of us, I'd like to bring to your attention the Longview Ballet Theater is presenting Ballet West, a celebration of dance. It will be Wednesday, May 27th at 7:30 at the Belcher Performance Center. So this is definitely an addition to our quality of life here in Longview, Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Mr. Willard.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say congratulations again to all of you. You'll find a staff, on behalf of the staff, that's willing and ready to serve you in any way that we can to make you successful as we can and to move our city forward. So congratulations, and we look forward to it.
Thank you, sir. Okay, indulge me for a second. I want to first say congratulations to all of the new elected council members. It's going to be a pleasure, and to all of you existing council members that are going to lead and help this council to move forward. I can't see a better group of people sitting up here, and I've done this for 9 years, and I'm very, very, very excited about what we have to look forward to in Longview. We have a lot of excitement ahead of us. I want to first say thank you to, I don't know where Kelly went, she left. Typical. Is there a sale somewhere I don't know about? I'm not sure. Well, I want to thank Kelly for standing by me with this election. This has been a long 107 days in our lives, I can tell you. Every day was filled with something, somewhere, someplace to be, something to do, and I appreciate her standing beside me through this endeavor. This is our second go-round at this, so for her to do it twice is really commendable, and I can't thank her enough. The rest of my family, Marion, please stand up. That's my mom. Let's see. I'm sure Ben's here somewhere. Really? Chris, my other brother, please stand up. My sister-in-laws were here earlier, Alicia and Julie. And my family is so important to me, all that they have done for me and stood beside me and stood in front of me at times, and I appreciate that more than you'll know. And what a wonderful team I have out here that has supported me through this entire process. The city of Longview has been so gracious to support us. And, you know, this election is over. And it doesn't matter who you voted for or who you supported, because we all live in Longview, and we need to start looking at it that way, because that's the way I look at it. I don't look at a single one of you all that voted against me. You voted for Richard, and I appreciate that, because he's a fine man. He's a wonderful servant to our community. He deserved every vote he got. I appreciate you voting for him, and I appreciate you voting for me, because we are all for Longview. Let's don't ever forget that, okay? It's time to mend some bridges. There are some things that go on in campaigns that nobody enjoys. It's part of it. It happens. I wish it didn't, but it does. But now that's over with, and it's time for Longview to look together, grab hands, hug your neighbor, and let's get after this, because I know I'm ready to do this. I know you all are ready to do this, and I think Longview is ready for us to proceed. And I'm very blessed to be here. It was a long journey. You know, it's 10 years has passed, and Jay's done a wonderful job, and I want to commend Jay for his service to this community. He stuck it out a long time. That's a lot of service, counting his service as a city council person. He gave us a lot of years, good years of his life, probably the best years of his life if you look at him. Sorry, Jay, it's my turn now, buddy. You had it for 10 years, it's my turn. No, I appreciate Jay and all that he did. But you know, this journey for me has been very enjoyable.